So welcome you all to Unacademy, India's largest online platform, and this channel name is Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. If you're facing any technical difficulties during the section, please do inform me. And this section is about quiz. If you're interested to play the quiz, it's very simple. You have to download the Unacademy app and go to UPSC CSE, select option test and join quiz using the ID what we provide. We provide daily live classes, live test and quizzes, structured course, and unlimited access. That is what we offer. About me, I'm Liamol Biju. I have completed my Masters in English. I'm currently a research scholar and have experience as a career counselor. More than 3 years of teaching experience. And this is my ID where you can follow me. This is a comprehensive syllabus, what we offer. Join UPSC CSE subscription plans like 1 month, 3 month and 6 months, 12 month. You can use my user code BIJU and avail a discount, and we are going to increase the price. So please make a sure seat right now at the right time. And now we are going to see the questions. With reference to supplementary compensation for nuclear damage, CSA, which was recently ratified by India, consider the following statement. States with a nuclear installation are bound to participate. It would address the concerns of foreign nuclear equipment suppliers. It enabled India to become part of a global regime. So this is our question. You can choose the options like option A, one only, option B, 1 and 2, option C, 2 and 3, and option D is 2 and 3. So we'll discuss the question, and this is it. The answer for this question is option D, 2 and 3. Answer for this question is option D, 2 and 3. So let's see the explanation. What about the first statement? Compensation for nuclear damage, which was recently ratified by India. Consider the following statements. Okay. States with nuclear installation are bound to participate. It would address the concerns of foreign nuclear equipment suppliers. It enabled India to become a part of a global regime. India has ratified the Convention on Supplementary Compensation. That is, India is member of a nuclear damage compensation supplementary group from the year 1999, and they are setting many parameters on nuclear operators for financial liability and all. So the first option is obviously wrong. The second statement is it would address concerns of foreign nuclear equipment suppliers. Is obviously correct. Okay. Why that first statement is wrong? Because all the participants, all the states are free to participate in it regardless of their presence of nuclear installation on their territories or involvement in existing nuclear liability conventions. And statement 2 is obviously correct. It addresses concerns with the nuclear equipment suppliers. International nuclear reactors have been reluctant to set up a plant in India because of 2010 liability law. So in India, there is a liability law which states that if something is happening during this nuclear operations, the country which is establishing have to pay a compensation. So it is just like this. And the statement 3 is telling that the convention seeks to establish a uniform global legal regime for compensation To victims in unlikely events of a nuclear accidents. The signing it facilitate. Okay. So India is a member of MTCR, whereas India is not a member of NSD. India is member of a, what is this? China is not a member of MTCR, whereas China is a member of NSG. That is, NSG is Nuclear Supplier Group. So this is another thing which you want to note while studying this point. What do you mean by Nuclear Supplier Group? Nuclear Suppliers Group. This was, NSG was set up in 1974 in response to India's first nuclear test. Which of the following events cannot be considered as signs of strengthening Indo-US relationships? So we are dealing with solutions right now. The option C is incorrect because the special report is prepared annually. See, what is it? So 301 is a report. What is this 301 report? 301 report is which is published or prepared by the United States. When it is coming, it is checking the export-import barrier. So India is considered with the exporters thing because yeah, India is now considered with the exporters group, and India is always in the priority watch list when you compare to Indian-US relationship. So this is something that we want to know about is India-US relationship and the present scenario. India is always in the watch list of the United States. And India is always like a part of the intellectual property regime. India is always a part of the intellectual property regime. And the report emerged as a concern between the two countries like NASA and ISRO collection by collaborating for India's Mars orbit mission, which improved show the trade and commerce relations. Consider following statements regarding Afghanistan-Pakistan transit trade, that is APTTA. What is it? APTTA means it provides Afghan traders access to Afghan border with India. It does not allow Indian goods to be loaded onto trucks for transit back to the Afghanistan. So this is a question. We'll see some details about this. Afghanistan-Pakistan transit trade agreement. What is it? This is a question. Okay. So you can mark the options like which of the following options are correct. Option A, 1 and 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. And D, neither 1 nor 2. This is a question. Okay. Consider the following statement with regarding to the Pakistan Transit Trade Agreement, APTTA. So we'll discuss something on APTTA right now. What is this? This is an agreement between two countries. Like this is a bilateral trade agreement which was signed in 2010 by Pakistan and Afghanistan. Two parties are involved, that is Pakistan and Afghanistan are the two parties which is involved in this. It was signed in 2010. This is to improve the movement of goods between the two countries, mainly to focus so this is like something like mainly focusing on the trade between the two countries, facilitating it. This is not in Wagah border but from Karachi. This is not in Wagah border from Karachi. So the first statement is wrong. If it is Karachi, it was right. The second statement is it does not allow Indian goods to be loaded on trucks for transit back to Afghanistan. Is it correct or wrong? That is obviously the second statement is correct because Indian goods to be loaded onto trucks for transit back to Afghanistan. Only Indian. This agreement does not permit. The question per question was it does not allow Indian goods to be loaded onto the truck of Pakistan. That is obviously correct. The second statement is true. It is not allowing Indian goods to be taken to the next step. Done. This is a second point of this APTA agreement. Some of the features you can note it down. So according to this agreement, both the countries can use their airports and road transport system like railways, port, railway stations and trade along designated transit corridor. Everything can be used. The agreement does not cover road transport vehicle from any third country. Be it with India or Central Asia, only two countries is being considered here. So, in which of the following multilateral bank India has the highest shareholding? The options were given: New Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, and European Bank. So, we are going to discuss the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. In which of the following multilateral banks India has the highest shareholding? That is like is it a New Development Bank? Is it in the Asian Development Bank? Or is it in the Asian Infrastructure Development Bank? Or European Bank for Reconstruction and Development? We'll see to it. In New Development by 5 BRICS members with an equal shareholding. So in a New Development Bank, every member is having equal shareholding. And in Asian Development Bank, India is the fourth largest shareholder. What about Infrastructure Development Investment Bank? Second shareholder. And European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, India is the 69th shareholder. So this is how the thing. So India will be the major shareholder. Answer is 2, that is Asian Infrastructure Bank. India is the second largest shareholder. Which of the following statements is correct regarding Chiang Mai Initiative? What is this Chiang Mai Initiative? Chiang Mai Initiative is a multilateral currency swap, which is arrangement among the 10 member association of ASEAN countries. So the 10 member association of ASEAN countries will be considered here, and the People's Republic of China, like including Hong Kong, Japan and South Korea, is considered. Chiang Mai Initiative. What is this Chiang Mai Initiative? It's a multilateral currency swap agreement. So we'll see what is more about it. What are the other points which is being more relevant for the Chiang Sai agreement? And what is important is this is the first type of regional swap currency agreement. Chiang Mai agreement is the first kind of type of agreement with us being using the so who are the members associated here? ASEAN countries, the People's Republic, till it is coming, we'll be discussing what is it. Fine. Public and Korea. It draws from a foreign reserves pool worth 120 billion and was launched on 24th March. This is like a swap agreement which was started in 2000. This is something, an initiative which started in 2000. So do you have any doubt regarding the section? This is all you want to know about the Chiang Mai initiative. Wait for a second, we'll come to the next question. We'll go through the next question. So do you have any doubt regarding the previous section? So this is on the way. So still that time we can discuss something else. Don't want to waste the time. So you can try to answer this question. Which of the following is are true about National Blindness and Visual Impairment Survey? The survey was conducted by Mission for Vision along with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The survey was conducted between 2015 and 2019. Which of the options are correct? Option A, one only. Option B, totally. Option C, both one and two. And D, neither one nor two. This is our question. So the question was, which of the following is true about National Blindness and Visual Impairment Survey? The survey was conducted by Mission for Vision along with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The survey was conducted between 2015 and 2019. What is the correct option? Answer is it A only, option B only, and option C only? The option is A only or B only. This is B only because Mission for Vision is never a participant of this organization. Mission for Vision was a what was Mission for Vision? Mission for Vision was an NGO. So the first statement about that question was wrong. So we are connecting back to the previous questions. So let it come. We'll discuss the question and about it. So this is a general idea about vision for mission. So we'll say what is this National Blindness and Visual Impairment Survey was all about? National Blindness and Visual Impairment Survey. National Blindness and Visual. So this is aim is to reduce the blindness of the people in our country, and this survey is studied and get an information that nearly 0.3 percentage people are under blindness, and cataract is a loss of the leading cause of blindness. This is a main highlight of the survey. We can go to the next question. The government in its policy paper has proposed financial support of up to 15 lakh under an umbrella scheme of Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi to be a rare disease that require a one-time retirement. Beneficiaries for such financial assistance would not be limited to below poverty line families but extended up to 40% of the population eligible as per the norms of Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana in the tertiary hospitals only. So which of the following are true, or either are true regarding national policy on rare diseases? Which of the following either are true regarding national policies on rare diseases? Try to answer the question. We'll be discussing in detail. What is it? What's all about it? The option is C. Because, yes, of course, this is a policy which is to so support the rare people, means the people with rare disease. What do you mean by rare disease? See, this is like thousand among thousand people, only one or two people will be having this type of disease. Only one or two people will be there. So how to protect them, how to consider them? This is such a first initiative which is being started by the government, something like first initiative. So both of the options are C. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. This is about the question national policy on rare health and rare diseases. So we have to connect with the previous questions. What were we being discussing? We'll connect with it. Once it connected, we'll go through those questions too. So any doubt regarding the previous questions, all the questions like 4 to 5 questions we have discussed? Do you have any doubt? So let them come. So do you have any doubt regarding the question? So we'll go to the next question. Fine, let it come. We'll go to the third question. With reference to National Rural Economic Transformation Project, consider the following statement. It is implemented a Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihoods Mission, through loan assistance from World Bank. The project co-locate areas for investment with those selected under Antyodaya Mission. This is our third question with reference to National Rural Economic Policy. So what is all about this? It will be implemented. Think for a while. What is about National Rural Economic Transformation Project? What is the answer for this question? The answer for this question is C, both 1 and 2. Means National Rural Economic Transformation Project is doing under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, and this is like a cooperative area investment for selected project under the Mission Antyodaya. So both the statements are correct regarding National Rural Economic Transformation Project. So we move to the next question. With reference to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, consider the following statement. All its members from Asia and Africa. It has a headquarters at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. India is not a member of OIC. Which of the following are correct regarding it? Option were given in the previous section. So we'll go through the solution. What is this? Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The first statement is incorrect and the third statement is correct. India is not a member of OIC. Of course, the second statement is correct because OIC has its headquarters as Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So what is this OIC? OIC is Islamic Cooperation, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. In Organization of Islamic Cooperation, only which countries? Muslims countries from Asian continent is only there. And this is something a second largest intergovernmental organization. So it is like a second international or second largest intergovernmental organization. This is like after United Nations, and of course this is a voice of Muslim countries or Islamic countries. So this was all about the OIC country. We'll go through the fourth question here. The policy aims to achieving turnover of US dollar 400 million, that is approximately 26,000 by 2025 in ESDM sector through domestic manufacturing and export. National Policy of Electronics 2009 replaces National Policy of Electronics 2013. Which of the following is not correct about National Policy of Electronics 2090? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. This is our question. Think for a while. While trying to answer the question. What is the answer? So what is the question? What is the answer for this question? With reference to the policy aims at achieving a turnover of US dollar 400 billion by 2025 in ESDM sector through domestic manufacturing and export. The first statement is obviously correct. The second statement is wrong because National Policy of Electronics is replacing National Policy of Electronics 2012. There is no National Policy of Electronics 2013, but there is a National Policy of on Electronics 2013. What was that policy? Something related to electronics, but that is not National Policy of Electronics. Can you someone try to answer that question? Why it is? What was the answer? Shall we move to the next question till the section apply? These are the salient features of NPE. These are the salient features of NPE 2019. That is, it is creating a ecosystem for globally competitiveness ESDM sector and promoting domestic manufacturing and export in entire value chain of ESDM. Provide incentives and support for manufacturing of core electronic components. It also provides special packages for incentives for mega projects which are extremely high tech and entail huge investments such as semiconductors facilities, display fabrications, etc. It also helps to formulate suitable schemes and incentives mechanism to encourage new units. Like it is also providing, what is the main aim of this national policy 2019 is it envisages to create an atmosphere, such an atmosphere through which what is happening, through which you are going to build for things inside India. That's a part of a Making India. We mainly rely upon Japan and China for the products, like the electronics products. We rely upon Japan and China. Instead of that anymore, from here we wanted to manufacture. Like we are like now the face of our countries, like we are importing things. We wanted to be an exporter, or we wanted to be self-reliant. That is the main aim of the national policy of NPE 2019. These are the schemes. So I'll be posting it in the group. Come and read it. So KICC scheme was prepared by National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development on the recommendation of R.V. Gupta Committee in 1998 to 1999 to fulfill the financial requirement of farmers at various stages of farming through institutional credit. Small and marginal farmers, sharecroppers, less tenant farmers, and self-help groups or joint liability groups are eligible to get this benefits. Is it true about us? Which of the following are true about Kisan Credit Line? Option A 1 only, option B 2 and 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. KICC scheme was prepared by National Bank for Rural and Agricultural Rural Development on recommendation of R.V. Gupta Committee in 1998. So this is a thing, something which is related to KCC, Kisan Credit Card. Think for a while, just message me the answer. Let me try to reconnect it so that we can discuss the other questions too. I hope it will come now so we can discuss. So what is the answer for the previous question? KICC. I hope that question will come again. So we'll discuss that question. Otherwise, we'll be discussing the other questions all around. I don't know. I'm start screening, but it's not coming. Okay, fine. Let's discuss the other things while it's RI. So we have discussed these questions, and now we're going to discuss the fifth question, that is the option is both. So KICC scheme is for the first time was proposed by RG Gupta Committee in 1998. What is the main aim of Kisan Credit Card? Through this, the farmers is supporting credits and all. Who is being issued? The issuing emergence is NABARD. NABARD is trying to implement it and it is trying to help the people for this. Okay, so this is a thing. We'll discuss the rest questions now. As soon as possible, I'll be discussing this. I don't know what's going on. So we discussed about what is OIC countries. Other question what was with reference to Open Skies Treaty. Consider the following statement. This was our question. It is a bilateral treaty between Russia and United States of America. It permits each state party to conduct short notice, unarmed reconnaissance and flights over the others' entire territories to collect data on military forces and activities. So, what is about the first statement? It is a bilateral treaty. Option A, one only. Option B, two only. Option C, both one and two. And D, neither one nor two. This is our question. With reference to so we were discussing something with reference to what? With reference to Open Sky Treaty. What is it? It is like a bilateral agreement between Russia and United States of America. And it permits a state party to conduct short notice unarmed reconnaissance and fights over the others. This is what the question is. So, fine, this is the thing what we have discussed so far. Don't worry, we'll be discussing all those points now. I think that's better. We discussed with it. Now we had a question. What was your question? Which was related to skies treaty. So, have you heard about skies treaty? Somewhere or other, have you heard about the skies treaty? This is not a skies treaty, is not a bilateral treaty, but it is an open treaty which is being come into force on January 1st and has currently 35 state parties. It established a program of unarmed air surveillance fights over the entire territory, like aerial things will be given. Sorry guys, no problem, we'll discuss with these questions. So we'll discuss upon skies treaty. Skies treaty is something, not an open treaty. Skies treaty is not an open treaty. What is a treaty is all about? This is not a bilateral treaty. Skies treaties is not something bilateral, but this is a treaty which establishing the relation between unmanned aerial surveillance is the main aim of this treaty. This is something like that. The treaty is designated to enhance mutual understanding and conflict by giving all participants, regardless of size, a direct role in gathering information about military forces and activities to be done. So we'll continue with the next thing. The National Technical Mission was been approved with an implementation period for 4 years starting from 2025. Empowered Program Committee. The committee will be required to approve all projects within financial limits of various programs as approved by Mission Steering Group. Committee on Technical Textiles on Research and Development Innovation. The committee will responsible for identification and recommendation of research projects. Mission Steering Group for approval. Which of the following is true about National Technical Mission? This is our question. The answer for the question is only B. The first statement is obviously wrong because this is 4 years. So obviously 4 years is for till 2024. Then it's correct. There's only small difference what we have made here. Empowering Program Committee. The committee will be required to approve all the projects. The first statement is obviously true and second statement is also true. So we'll see something about this mission. These are the prior area of National Technical Textile Mission. So what is the aim of this mission? The technicality is being increased. How to increase the technicality of a mission is being done in this. So this comprises of 4 groups like research, innovation and development, promotion and market development, export promotion, education and training council, and skill development. These are the main priority area which is being covered under this scheme. So who is implementing? The implementing is by a 3-tier institution is being implementing. That is the mission steering group, empowered program committee, and committee on technical textiles on research and development and innovations. So these are the ways through which it is being implemented. That is, the group will be authorized to approve all financial norms with the respect to schemes. And it have an empowered program committee. The committee will be required to approve all the projects, and the committee on technical textiles on research and development and innovation is the other way round. So this is all you want to know. But we are discussing about national broadband mission. What is this question is about? Under the national broadband mission, the government envisages providing broadband access to all villages in the country, including those in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh by 2022. The NBM is seen as an extension of BharatNet project, under which provided broadband connectivity to all Gram Panchayat. What is about national broadband mission? Which of the following is or are true about it? So consider the following statements and try to answer it. I know what to do with this technical problems here. So hope you are going through the question. You got the point about national broadband mission. That was what we discussed. See? So this was your question. We'll see to it. Both the options are correct about this national broadband mission, like option C. This is an extension of BharatNet project. What is the aim of BharatNet project? The BharatNet project aimed to give what? Network to all the places in the country. All the places in the country will be given the network, and network initiatives will be given. That is the main aim of the Bharat Network project. So both of the statements are correct regarding this. Any doubt regarding this, you can ask me. So we move the next question. With reference to steel scrap policy, Consider the following statement. The policy also envisages to domestically meet the entire demand of high-graded automotive steel, electrical steel, especially steels and alloys for strategic application, which is the thing. Both of the statements considered. It envisages to frame work to facilitate, promote establishment of metal scrapping centers in India will boost the skill production. This is our question. Try to answer it. The answer is option B. What about this? This is true only when it is regarding to national steel policy. Steel scrap policy is something like it is depending on the 6 R's. What are the 6 R's? Like recycling, reproducing, reusing the things. And it is depending upon this. The first statement is obviously correct regarding national steel policy. And the ninth question is National Policy on Software Products 2019. Consider the following statement. The policy has 4 missions to enhance the production of software products, to create a talent pool for software product through upskilling of IT professionals, motivating 10,000 school students, generating 10,000 specialized professionals that can provide leadership. Which of the following is or not true? Option A, one only. Option B, two only. Option C, both one and two. And D, neither one nor two. This is our question. National policy on software products. On software products. This is our question. What is the answer? The first statement is wrong because it is promoting 5 missions. And the second statement is right. So the answer to this question is option B, 2 only. Yeah, so this is one important policy, that is National Policy on Software Products. So what is all about National Policy on Software Products? Okay, this is to enhance the software production in our country because we are good at exporting things. We are like a tertiary service sector, so this is going to help you. And this is like hub and spoke model. Where, what do you mean by hub and spoke model? A innovator institution will be the spoke is the other institution which is going to support it, the innovating institution. This is how the mechanism is being worked. It is mainly aimed to sustainability, like innovations, improved commercialization, etc. as main aim. It aimed to have more efficient, meaningful and implementable policy that brings in full transparency, better regulation and sustainable mining sector development in future while addressing the issues of projects which is affected in the persons which is residing in the tribal area. It replaces the extent NMP, that is National Mineral Policy of 2008. Which of the following is or are true about it? Option C. Both the statements are correct about it. That is main aim of this National Mineral Policy is to create a transferable environment and a transparency, better learning, better understanding. Replaces the extent of NMP. It is an industrial academia collaborative mission for accelerating biopharmaceutical development in country. It was launched in 2017 at the total cost of rupees 1,500 crore and is 50% co-funded by IMF, National Biopharma Mission. Which of the following is so are true about it? Option A, one only. Option B, two only. Option C, both one and two. D, neither one nor two. What is it? National Biopharma Mission. Both the statements are true regarding this. This is launched in 2017 for the first time. And what is it meaning? This is a team which is co-funded by IMF or World Bank. No, sorry, the answer is one only, because this is co-funded by World Bank, not IMF. World Bank is a co-funding agency, that is 50% will be funded by the World Bank. It is implemented by BARC. What is this BARC is all about? Biotechnology Industrial Research Assistance Council. This is known as BARC. It's a public sector enterprise. So this is also creating some atmosphere for the biosimilar medicines. Biosimilar products will be considered here. This is all about it. The Finance Minister in Budget 2000 announced a national mission on quantum technologies and applications. It concerned the control and manipulation of quantum system with goal of achieving information processing beyond the limits of classical world. Consider the following statements with regarding to quantum technologies. So this is an important question which you can expect. The first statement is true. The second statement is also true. So the answer is C. The quantum technology, the quantum physics is mainly aimed at creating a new atmosphere and it is also aimed at providing the technological development in quantum. Quantum is which is related to atoms, molecules and all. It is related to the study of that. Like you can go and use the outer space technology. How can you use that technology here and create an atmosphere? So quantum applications is the main thing. So these are the real wings of it. National Logistic E-Market optimizes model project logistics. Which of the following is true or correct about logistic policy? Option A, one only. Option B, 2 and 3. Option C, 1, 2, 3. D, none. The answer to this question is C, because all these statements are correct about it. So this is another important policy which is very important for us. National Logistic Policy. This is all what we are going to discuss today. And so hope you have understood. I know some technical errors was going on in between, so we were not able to discuss those questions. No problem. You can actually discuss it in the app. And any more doubt, anything, you can actually message me first in the Telegram group. So we are winding up today's sections. We can meet in evening with the English section. Be sure that you be there, because we are going to practice more question. And that's all. Thank you. Have a good day.